If you are a business owner, creator, entrepreneur, or coach who is actively building an audience and you don't have an email list, you are missing out. Missing out on an opportunity to interact with your audience at a deeper level and to build a very valuable asset for your business. Hello friends, and welcome to the Savvy Corner. I'm very excited to have you here, and I'd like to say a big welcome to the new members of the Savvy Corner community. My name is Alisa, and I am a financial and business coach working with people who wish to build financially viable coaching businesses. Today's video was requested by a member of my email list who wrote to say how much they enjoy the regular communication they receive from me and that they'd like some guidance on how to build and nurture an email list. I think this is a great subject and something that I'd like us to address together. To add some structure to the video, I will split it into 3 parts. The first one will be about email lists in general and why they are important. In part 2, we will look at what you need to build one, and part 3 will cover the aspect of nurturing an email list and offering value to your email subscribers. Everything I share will be based on my own experience and the things I've learned from building my email list. Let's jump straight in with the first part of the video. What is an email list and why it's important? As the name would suggest, an email list is a list containing the names and email addresses of certain people who agreed to be added on the list in exchange for something. We're going to talk about that exchange later. For someone building an online audience, an email list is an asset they control because it gives them direct access to the people on the list. To illustrate my point here, let's assume you have a large following on YouTube or Instagram, or you manage a group on Facebook. If that is the case, you are interacting with the audience on rented land, so to speak, because you are at the mercy of those platforms when it comes to reaching the members of your audience. What if your channel gets blocked or banned, or your account gets hacked? You risk losing all your followers with no easy way to get them back. By having an email list, you cut off the middleman and you get to interact directly with your audience via email. That is what I mean when I say it's an asset you control. Since you're watching this video, I assume that I don't need to convince you of the benefits of building an email list, but rather you are interested in how to do it. Which takes us into part 2 of the video. What do you need to start an email list and how do you do it? I'd like to first address some misconceptions about when is the right time to start an email list. Some people think that if you don't have a website or something to offer like a lead magnet, you shouldn't start one. I disagree. You don't necessarily need a website or a lead magnet to build an email list. That's a myth. If I could start all over again, I would build a list at the moment of starting my business. And the reason for that is that the feedback I get from my email subscribers is invaluable. It is the conversations with the people on my list that inform most of my content, including my YouTube videos, any articles I write, and what I post on social media. Also, whenever I started something new in my business and I wanted to test it with a few people that I trusted would give me valuable feedback, I did so with my email subscribers. So the sooner you start, the better. Before you build a website and before you put together a lead magnet. In fact, it is the people on your list that are very well placed to give you feedback on your website as you build it and on what they would like to receive for joining your list, which is much more powerful and relevant than you trying to make a guess. Okay, how do you build one? I'm not going to go very technical here because that is not the purpose of this video. There are plenty of tutorials on YouTube that walk you through it step by step. But here are the basics. You will need an email marketing provider. Your regular email provider, either Gmail, Outlook, or other similar ones, they cannot deal with high volumes of emails being sent all at the same time. So you need to find a separate provider, and the most popular ones are MailChimp, ConvertKit, Aweber, and GetResponse. The majority of them allow you to create a free account, which remains free up to a certain number of subscribers, usually 1,000. I use a paid service called SendFox, which I bought from AppSumo on a lifetime deal, and it was very reasonably priced. I will link it for you below. Once you choose a provider, you have to create an account with them and follow several steps to set up your email list. Again, there are plenty of tutorials online to walk you through this. As part of the process, you can choose whether you want to offer people a freebie, sometimes called a lead magnet, in order to entice them to join. A lead magnet can be anything, an ebook, a checklist, a quiz, or anything else that is relevant and valuable for the people who are subscribing. But you don't have to have a lead magnet. People also subscribe to your email list based on a promise. That is what I'm experimenting with at the moment of filming this video. And my promise to those who subscribe is that they will receive regular money and business related tips and strategies that I don't share anywhere else, that they will hear about opportunities before anyone else does, and have access to exclusive bonuses and perks. In fact, I do have quite a few freebies that I send to the people that join my email list, but I'm not using them to entice them to sign up. So it is definitely possible to start an email list without a lead magnet on a promise to deliver something of value, usually via a newsletter, which we will discuss in part 3 of the video. Once everything is set up, a landing page will be generated where people can sign up to your email list. I'll share an example of what mine looks like on the screen. It's basically a very simple page where people can only do one thing: join your list. You can, of course, create a form that you embed on your website, but if you don't have a website, you can simply share the URL of this landing page on your social media channels, and people will be able to join your list even if you don't have a website. And this is important. Use the call to actions in your posts and the descriptions of your videos on YouTube, for example, to link to the landing page. It's your job to promote it and to make people aware that they can join your list and why they should do so. For the purposes of demonstrating a call to action, if you're getting value from this video so far, I would appreciate it if you gave it a big thumbs up and consider subscribing. It really helps to support the channel, and I thank you in advance if you do. Now for my favorite part of this video: what do you do after a few people join your list? Regular communication with your subscribers is expected and advised, and it usually happens via what is called an email newsletter. In other words, you want to make sure that you keep in touch with your email subscribers and that you build a relationship with them. The easiest way to do that is to send them emails that are valuable, either tips and strategies to help them solve the problems that they're experiencing, or sharing stories and anecdotes, articles and statistics, anything that is relevant and helpful. The way that I structure my communication is by sending an average of 2 emails per week. Every Friday, I send out a weekly digest where I share all the content that I've published that week. My social media posts, my YouTube videos, any articles that I wrote, etc. On top of that, I also send an email that is either educational, inspirational, motivational, or engaging. I like to share my own stories of failure and success and to ask my audience questions, and my subscribers and I regularly have email exchanges based on the questions that I ask them in my newsletter. I use a familiar tone in my emails as if I'm writing to a friend, and I am, because I consider my email subscribers to be my friends, although I've never met most of them in person. Every once in a while, I would say 1 in 10 emails or even less than that, I make them an offer. The latest offer I've made them as of the time of filming this video was to participate in the one-day masterclass I'm delivering in partnership with the Association for Coaching in June 2021. If you're watching this video before June 2021 and you are interested in participating, it is an event called The Foundations of a Successful Coaching Business, where I will talk about the essential elements of building a successful coaching business, from niche and ideal client to putting together coaching offer, marketing and sales strategies, and more. I will link it for you in the description box below. Not only did my email subscribers find out about this event before I announced it everywhere else, but I had some exclusive bonuses that were only available to members of my email list as a token of my appreciation. When you continuously give value to people on your list, it becomes much easier to make sales because they already trust you and your ability to help them. And that is the magic of building an email list. I hope I have convinced you to build one yourself and to join mine if you haven't already. The link to do so is in the description box below, and I would be delighted to welcome you there. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Alisa, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!